Okay, so tell me what it was like. What did you feel in terms of working with two directors? Was that a difficult process or was it easy?
Sometimes it was a tug of war. Sometimes one would tell me
one thing,
the other would tell me another.
Imagine
that. Imagine that. But sometimes I found I would work with Mike Canzanero over and over again on a certain scene in each take. And then for the last take, Marco would come in and say something. And it would, very subtle, but it would go in a completely different direction.
In a good way.
Yeah. And I found that, as an actor, to me, that was just fun.
It's funny because there's... I was told to ask you, and who did you like better?
Who did I like better? I liked Jon Polito.
Yeah, me too. I thought he was fabulous.
Oh, he was amazing.
Amazing. I also directed a bit of the film.
Seriously.
You know, because of my diva-ship.
He did.
Sometimes when people tell me what to do, I say no. And I do my own thing.
Were you intimidated by the handsomeness of Dan Fogler and Brendan Sexton?
I'll tell you, at first, I was beside myself. Meaning, like, I wasn't just here, I was there. Much like the Marconi brothers, I was split in two. I was taken with one and really taken with the other, or vice versa. There's a maleness, a young testosterone smell about them. It was fun to work with. It was distracting at times.
Absolutely. Yeah, it was kind of musky, I would say.
It was a musk.
There was a musk.
But there's a sweetness to the musk. No, honestly, it was fun watching the two of them struggle for focus. And therefore, all I really had to do was stand there and look fabulous, and I could take the scene. It was a good process.
That's pretty much how it happened.
Well, it was. I mean, sometimes you'd find one person would say one thing, one person, or they would both act good, and that's when I realized this means war. And then we'd have a scene where I would have to fight my way around just to don't touch me.
Polito. Mr. Polito.
Yes, that's
Mr.
good.
Polito.
Yes.
I love all your answers so far. But there's a moment in the film that a lot of people might not know about. But there's a moment in the film where you acted backwards. Do you remember this moment?
I had to act backwards.
This
is true.
Will you please explain the scene, which I believe was your first day on set, where you had to
It was my first day
backwards?
on set. That's right. It was actually my last scene. This often happens in cinema.
Yeah, it was your last scene, but it was your first day on set.
In the cinema, often your death scene's your first scene. Well, in this, excuse me, just a little loud, should I? The last scene that I'm in, the last scene that I partake in, is a scene where I have to scream. And because, you know, this is like a film where they weren't going to special effects it, but they were going to kind of digitally special effects it. They wanted to do one of those right inside the mouth things and go, but of course, because of focus things and a dolly and all that stuff, they had to go backwards.
Plus, you can hit the actor's face by zooming in too
Exactly.
quickly.
You could break a tooth.
Yeah.
So they had to act in reverse. But I didn't mind acting in reverse. Basically, I could act in reverse. I act in a vacuum anyway. I don't act with anybody.
The man was in place, the camera was here in his mouth, and then he started walking backwards and the camera pulled back. He walked backwards out the door.
It was a backwards shot.
And it works so
I
well
am my own industrial light and magic.
It works so well in the movie. It's my favorite part of the whole movie.
It's one of the gooder parts of the film.
It's more gooder.
It is more gooder.
Yeah.
Okay, now Brendan Sexton III.
It's like a fine Danish cheese.
We have to also represent the other actors that are not here.
What other actors?
Well, Dan Fogler, you know, we know he's going to be a big star. Who gives a crap about him? But there is this chick.
Oh, Holla. I like chicks.
This chick's name is Zoe Lister Jones. Everybody's got three names. Fabulous. And she looks pretty. She's got eyes. There's actually a scene with her and Brendan, and they're doing something with their thumbs. I don't want to talk about it, but let's just say it as it's like a very, I can't talk about it because I get excited in the lower regions. And they do something with their thumbs and they look eye to eye to each other. And the lighting and everything, and I tell you, I fell for both of them. I had a fantasy that involved both of them. It's not good.
Can we print that?
Oh, is this a religious station? Oh, thank God, because the guy behind the camera is completely naked. And my God, hidden talent.
Hidden talent. They know how to recruit them down here.
I'll tell you, these guys in Texas, they talk about big things. They ain't kidding Longhorns. Okay, so it is Sunday morning, and we're going to church. It is Sunday.
Sunday.
I feel like we're having a religious experience here. Now let me ask you, are you, look at her, she's very pretty, isn't she?
Yes.
Okay. All right, the next question
Deep breath.
that I want to be asked should come from Brendan.
Okay. Mr. Polito.
Yes.
Your character, Lou Burns.
Lou Burns.
Do you think he's an egomaniac?
I think he does have ego issues.
Yeah, I would say
He's
so.
quite what you call like a diva behind the camera, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, we should tell what this movie's about.
Yeah.
Okay, it's about like 90 minutes.
Mr. Polito, here
okay,
you go.
Yeah.
Wait.
Okay, good.
You ready?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Mr. Polito, will you tell me in your words what the Marconi brothers is about?
The Marconi brothers is about two brothers. They're named Marconi.
Okay.
And they work for a rug place where they cut and carpet. It's a carpet thing, and they installed carpets one day in the home of Lou Burns, and that's when the movie comes to life. That's all I gotta say.
Will you tell us a bit about Lou Burns and what he does as a professional?
Lou
what he
Burns-
does to make a living?
Lou Burns does wedding videos, and this movie takes place throughout many weddings. So the movie's got a wedding theme to it. And Lou Burns is a weddingographer, or a weddingographer person. And he needs some help one weekend, which invites in
He's a
the
weddingologist.
He's a weddingologist. And he invites the Marconi Bros, played by Brendan Sexton
And Dan
III
Fogler.
and Dan Fogler, to join him helping and assisting. And mayhem ensues. And at the same time, besides mayhem, some magic is made. Some new direction into the life of the Marcones happens, and it becomes really a man's search, Brendan Sexton III's search, to find himself after college. It's like it's like The Graduate, only better. It is. It is.
That's a good answer. Well done.
You should talk to the directors and the writers. That's very important.
You should, and ask them about the reverse acting.
Exactly. They did reverse directing.